The Deep Space Monitoring Station on the far side of the moon was quiet at 300 hours Earth Standard Time. Tom Miller sat at his console, sipping his third cup of coffee. His eyes scanned the usual readings from deep space sensors, expecting another routine night shift. Then something changed. The sensor arrays picked up massive energy spikes at the edge of the solar system, far beyond Pluto's orbit. Tom straightened in his chair, coffee forgotten. He checked the readings 3 times, making sure this wasn't an equipment malfunction. "Control, this is Deep Space Monitor 3, he said into his headset, trying to keep his voice steady. "I'm detecting multiple anomalies, energy signatures unlike anything in our database." The response came immediately. "Monitor 3, verify readings and send data package." Tom's fingers flew across his keyboard, compiling the information. The energy signatures were growing stronger. Whatever was out there, it was big, really big. Within minutes, every detection system in the solar system lit up like a Christmas tree. The quantum detection grid around Mars started sending alerts. Jupiter's monitoring stations reported gravitational disturbances. Something was coming, and it was coming fast. In his office at Earth Defense Command headquarters beneath the Rocky Mountains, Admiral James Anderson studied the holographic display showing the solar system. Red dots appeared one after another, marking the positions of unknown objects emerging from what appeared to be faster than light travel. "How many?" he asked, his voice grave. Colonel Robert Wells, his second in command, checked the latest data. 17 objects confirmed so far, sir, each one larger than Earth's moon. They're arranging themselves in a standard military formation. Anderson nodded slowly. They had trained for this moment, but now that it was here, the weight of responsibility felt heavier than ever. Humanity's first contact with an alien civilization wouldn't be a peaceful meeting of explorers or scientists. This was a military fleet, and its size suggested only one thing: conquest. "Activate the Sentinel Protocol," Anderson ordered. "But keep our defensive grid in stealth mode. Let's see what they do first." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden defenses came to life. Quantum sensors tracked every movement of the alien fleet. Weapon systems hidden in asteroid bases powered up silently. The massive underground facilities on Mars began launching stealth drones to gather intelligence. In low Earth orbit, commercial satellites continued their normal operations, maintaining the illusion of a relatively primitive civilization. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, the quantum computing core processed the incoming data, analyzing every detail of the alien ships. "Sir," Colonel Wells called out, "we're detecting energy emissions consistent with long-range scanning technology. They're studying us." Anderson smiled grimly. "Let them look. They'll see exactly what we want them to see." The alien fleet moved with precise coordination, spreading out to create a containment formation around the solar system. Their ships were massive, sleek, and clearly built for war. But they hadn't yet noticed the quantum distortion fields hiding humanity's true military capabilities. On the primary alien vessel, Commander Marcus Rex of the Galactic Empire watched the holographic display of Earth with growing interest. His intelligence reports showed a civilization that had barely reached its own moon, still burning primitive chemical rockets for space travel. "Prepare the standard ultimatum," he ordered his communications officer. "Give them one planetary rotation to surrender and accept imperial rule." But just then, his science officer interrupted. "Commander, we're detecting some anomalies in the data. The energy readings from their planet. They don't match their apparent level of technology." Rex frowned. Something didn't feel right. In 3 centuries of expanding the empire, he had overseen the conquest of dozens of worlds. But something about Earth made him uneasy. The patterns were wrong. The data didn't add up. "Delay the ultimatum," he ordered. "I want a full spectrum analysis of every piece of data we can gather." Back on Earth, Admiral Anderson watched the alien fleet's movements on his display. "They're being cautious," he noted. "Good. They should be." He turned to Colonel Wells. Prepare our response package. If they want to know what they're dealing with, we'll show them exactly why Earth is not to be trifled with. The first contact between humanity and the Galactic Empire was about to move into its next phase. Neither side yet realized that this encounter would change the course of galactic history forever. Commander Marcus Rex stood before the massive viewing window of his flagship, watching the blue-green planet that was Earth. His golden uniform reflected the dim light of the bridge, where dozens of officers worked at their stations in practiced silence. "Show me the analysis again," he ordered. A holographic display appeared before him, showing Earth's cities, military bases, and space installations. According to standard Imperial scans, this civilization had only reached basic spaceflight capabilities. Their satellites were primitive, their space stations small and fragile. "Something isn't right," he muttered, more to himself than to his crew. His first officer, Captain David Turner, approached with a datapad. "Sir, we've completed our third scan of their moon base. It appears to be nothing more than a research station." Rex shook his head. "Then explain why our energy readings show power usage 10 times higher than such a facility should need." The bridge fell silent. In 300 years of Imperial expansion, Rex had never delayed sending the standard ultimatum to a target world. The Empire's procedure was simple: demand surrender, demonstrate overwhelming force, and absorb the new territory into the Empire. Those who refused were made into examples. But Earth was different. The numbers didn't add up. "Captain," Rex called out, "show me their military response to our arrival." The holographic display changed, showing Earth's military activities over the past 12 hours. Fighter jets patrolled the skies. Naval vessels moved into defensive positions. Ground forces mobilized with obvious skill and precision. "They're calm," Rex observed. "Too calm for a civilization facing its first alien contact." Just then, a junior officer rushed to the command platform. "Sir, we've detected unusual activity in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter." The main display shifted to show a section of the asteroid belt. For a moment, everything looked normal. Then Rex saw it: subtle distortions in space, almost invisible to their sensors. "Magnify that area," he ordered. As they zoomed in, the distortions became more apparent. Something was hidden there, protected by technology, that shouldn't exist on a world this primitive. "Captain Turner," Rex said quietly, "what do our records show about previous attempts to scan beyond Earth's ocean floor?" Turner checked his datapad. "Nothing unusual, sir. Just standard geological readings." "Exactly," Rex interrupted. "No readings at all from certain areas, as if something is blocking our scans." The implications were disturbing. Either their intelligence on Earth was completely wrong, or this civilization had managed to hide their true capabilities from the Empire's advanced scouts. In his 40 years of service, Rex had never encountered a situation like this. His fleet of 17 capital ships could reduce Earth's surface to ash. But if they had hidden defenses— "Sir," another officer called out, "we're detecting a transmission from Earth. They're broadcasting on all frequencies." Rex straightened his uniform. "Finally, their surrender message." "Put it on screen." The holographic display flickered to life, but instead of a surrender, what Rex saw made his blood run cold. The transmission showed scenes of Earth's military history, battles fought across centuries, showing humanity's relentless drive to perfect the art of warfare. The images shifted to modern weapons tests, nuclear devices, antimatter experiments, and technologies that no primitive world should possess. The final image showed Earth's moon, where a massive door was opening in what they had thought was a natural crater. From its depths emerged a weapon platform larger than anything in Rex's fleet. "Message follows," the communications officer announced, his voice shaking slightly. The words appeared in perfect Imperial standard. "To the Galactic Empire, we have watched, we have learned, and we have prepared. Earth is not your next conquest. Earth is not defenseless. Earth is not afraid. This is not an ultimatum. This is a warning. Leave now, or discover why no force in human history has successfully conquered our world. You have 1 hour to begin your withdrawal." Rex stared at the screen, then at his fleet, then at the seemingly peaceful planet below. For the first time in Imperial history, a commander of the expansion fleet had to consider the unthinkable. Retreat. Deep beneath the surface of Mars, Dr. Elizabeth Porter walked through a massive underground chamber that officially didn't exist. The facility stretched for miles in every direction, carved into the red planet's bedrock over the past 30 years. "Status report," she called out to her team as she entered the main control room. The chamber hummed with power from fusion reactors hidden even deeper underground. Her chief engineer, Mike Thompson, looked up from his console. "The quantum shield grid is at full power, Doctor. All 57 satellites are in position and cloaked." Elizabeth nodded, watching the massive display screen that showed their solar system. The Empire's ships appeared as red dots, still holding their position near Earth. They hadn't moved since receiving humanity's warning message. "They still think they're dealing with a primitive species," she said, allowing herself a small smile. "They haven't even noticed their scans are only seeing what we want them to see." The truth was astounding. 30 years ago, a small alien scout ship had crashed in the Antarctic. Its pilot died in the crash, but the ship's computer contained something priceless: the technical specifications of the Galactic Empire's military technology. Earth's governments had made a unanimous decision: keep everything secret and prepare. They knew the Empire would come eventually. They always did. "Dr. Porter," called out one of her technicians, "the deep space array is picking up more ships entering the system." Elizabeth rushed to the main console. "Show me." The display zoomed out, revealing 5 more Imperial ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel. These were larger than the others, likely heavy battleships. "They're testing us," Mike said quietly. Elizabeth picked up her secure phone and dialed a single number. "Admiral Anderson. They've sent reinforcements. It's time for Phase 2. Back on Earth, Admiral Anderson received the call in his underground command center. "Understood, Doctor. Initiating Phase 2. He turned to Colonel Wells. "Launch the drones." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden defenses sprang into action. From bases hidden in the asteroid belt, thousands of autonomous combat drones emerged from their concealment. From beneath the surface of Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon, massive energy weapons powered up. And from the depths of Earth's oceans, something even more impressive began to rise. On the Imperial flagship, Commander Rex watched in disbelief as his sensors detected new energy signatures appearing throughout the solar system. "Impossible," he whispered. "Where did they hide all this?" The answer came in the form of another transmission from Earth. This time, it showed something that shook the Imperial commander to his core. The video displayed the recovery of the crashed scout ship 30 years ago, and everything humanity had learned from it. In the Mars facility, Elizabeth walked to the facility's lowest level. There, behind layers of security, sat humanity's greatest achievement, a fully reversed engineered and improved version of the Empire's own faster-than-light drive. "To think," she said to Mike as they stood before the massive engine, "they gave us everything we needed to fight them. Their own technology turned against them." The engine powered up, its quantum core pulsing with energy. Similar engines across the solar system activated, powering weapons and shields far more advanced than the Empire's own. "Doctor," Mike said, checking his tablet, "we're getting reports from the Jupiter facilities. The quantum disruption fields are ready. Earth's oceanic platforms are in position. The shield grid is at full power." Elizabeth took a deep breath. This was the moment they had prepared for all these years. Humanity had hidden its strength, waiting for this day. They had taken the Empire's own technology and improved it in ways its creators hadn't thought possible. "Send the final message," she ordered. Across every Imperial communication channel, Earth's message played one more time. "Your technology made us strong. Our determination made us stronger. This is your final warning." Leave our solar system, or face a force unlike anything your empire has ever encountered. Humanity is not your prey. We are your worst nightmare. In orbit, Commander Rex watched as more and more human weapons platforms revealed themselves. His reinforcements wouldn't be enough. Nothing in the Imperial fleet would be enough. Humanity's secret was out, and the galaxy would never be the same. Admiral Anderson stood in Earth's main broadcast center, deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Around him, technicians prepared the most important transmission in human history. They had shown the Empire glimpses of their strength. Now it was time to show them everything. "All systems ready, sir," reported Lieutenant Lisa Brown from her communications station. "We're linked to every Imperial frequency." Anderson nodded. "Begin the transmission." Across the Imperial fleet, every screen came to life. The transmission started with scenes from World War I. Soldiers fighting in trenches, tanks rolling across battlefields, aircraft dueling in the skies. Then World War II, showing humanity's capacity for both destruction and resilience. The images shifted through the Cold War, the space race, and into modern times. Each scene carefully chosen to demonstrate humanity's rapid advancement from primitive weapons to space technology in just over a century. On his flagship, Commander Rex watched with growing concern. "How is this possible?" he asked his intelligence officer. "No species advances this quickly." The transmission continued, now showing classified footage from Area 51. The crashed Imperial scout ship from 30 years ago lay dissected in a massive hangar. Teams of scientists reverse-engineered its technology, improving upon its design with human ingenuity. "Sir," called out Rex's sensor officer, energy spike detected. The ocean near Hawaii began to churn. A massive structure rose from the depths, a weapons platform larger than an aircraft carrier. Its design was clearly based on Imperial technology, but different, modified, improved. More platforms emerged from the world's oceans. The Empire's scans had missed them completely, hidden by quantum disruption fields of human design. "Now," Anderson commanded, "show them our full defensive grid." Around Earth, thousands of satellites dropped their cloaking fields. Each one carried weapons that combined Imperial technology with human innovation. The moon's surface shifted as hidden bases revealed themselves, their weapons aimed at the Imperial fleet. The transmission switched to weapons tests. An antimatter torpedo, designed by human scientists, detonated in the asteroid belt. The explosion vaporized a rock the size of Manhattan. Quantum disruptors, more advanced than anything in the Imperial arsenal, demonstrated their power by temporarily erasing a small moon from existence. "This is humanity," Anderson's voice boomed across all channels. "We took your scout ship's technology and made it better. We watched your fleet's movements for years and learned your tactics. We prepared while you thought us primitive." In the Mars facility, Dr. Porter activated the final demonstration. A quantum field expanded around Mars, making the entire planet vanish from Imperial sensors. When it reappeared seconds later, hundreds of defense satellites orbited it, all targeting the Imperial fleet. "Your empire has conquered many worlds," Anderson continued. "But Earth is different. We don't fight just to win. We fight to make sure nobody threatens us again." Commander Rex watched as more human weapons platforms revealed themselves throughout the solar system. His scans showed power readings that exceeded his fleet's capabilities. Their weapons were familiar but enhanced in ways Imperial scientists hadn't thought possible. The transmission's final sequence showed humanity's colonies on Mars, beneath Europa's ice, and in the asteroid belt. They weren't just defending one planet. They had already begun spreading through their solar system. "This is not a negotiation," Anderson's voice concluded. "This is not a plea for peace. This is a warning. Leave our solar system, or we will demonstrate everything we've shown you on your fleet. You have 1 hour to begin withdrawal." The transmission ended, leaving the Imperial fleet in stunned silence. In his command center, Anderson turned to his staff. "Now we wait," he said. "They've seen what we can do. The question is, Are they smart enough to believe it? Throughout the solar system, humanity's weapons remained locked on the Imperial ships. 30 years of preparation had led to this moment. The next hour would determine whether the galaxy would witness humanity's power or the Empire's humiliation. Commander Marcus Rex paced the bridge of his flagship, watching the countdown timer. 40 minutes remained until Earth's deadline expired. His crew worked in tense silence, monitoring the countless weapons aimed at their fleet. "Show me the power readings again," he ordered. Captain Turner brought up the holographic display. The numbers were clear and terrifying. Earth's defensive grid produced more energy than the entire Imperial fleet. Their weapons, though based on Imperial designs, had been improved in ways that Imperial scientists had never imagined. "Sir," Turner said quietly, "we've finished analyzing their antimatter torpedo test. It's 3 times more powerful than our most advanced weapons." Rex stopped pacing. In 3 centuries of expansion, the Empire had never retreated. The punishment for such an action would be severe. But the alternative? "Commander," called out his sensor officer, "we're detecting more installations activating in the asteroid belt." The main screen showed a series of asteroids splitting open like enormous eggs. Inside each one was a fully equipped military base. Weapon systems emerged, all targeting the Imperial ships. How did we miss all this? Rex wondered aloud. Our advanced scouts reported nothing but a primitive civilization. The answer came from his intelligence officer, who approached with a data tablet. "Sir, I've analyzed their quantum disruption technology. They didn't just copy our designs. They found weaknesses in them. They can hide entire planets from our sensors." Rex thought about the Empire's standard invasion procedure. They would normally begin with orbital bombardment, followed by ground troops. But Earth's shield grid made bombardment impossible. And if they tried landing troops? "Show me their ground forces," he ordered. The display changed to show Earth's military bases. Their soldiers wore powered armor similar to Imperial designs but more advanced. Their vehicles combined Imperial technology with human innovations. Every weapon they possessed had been engineered specifically to counter Imperial tactics. "Sir," Turner interrupted, "message from the reinforcement fleet." The face of Admiral John Wright of the Imperial Heavy Battle Group appeared on screen. "Commander Rex, explain why you haven't commenced the invasion. The Empire does not tolerate delay." Rex straightened. "Admiral, I strongly advise against attack. These humans have—" "I've seen their little display of weapons," Wright interrupted. "Clearly copied from our own technology. They're nothing but thieves who need to be taught their place. Prepare your fleet for—" Suddenly, Wright's image vanished. The entire reinforcement fleet had disappeared from their sensors. "Report," Rex demanded. "Sir," his sensor officer called out. "The humans activated some kind of quantum field around the reinforcement fleet. They're in orbit around Jupiter now. They moved 5 massive ships instantly across millions of miles." Rex stared at the screen in disbelief. The humans had just demonstrated technology far beyond anything the Empire possessed. They hadn't just copied Imperial science. They had mastered it and moved beyond it. "Sir," Turner said, checking the countdown, 20 minutes remaining. Rex made his decision. "Send to all ships. Prepare for emergency faster than light jump. Plot course back to Imperial space." The bridge fell silent. No one had ever given such an order in Imperial history. "Sir," Turner said carefully, "the punishment for retreat will be less severe than the punishment these humans will inflict if we stay." Rex finished. They'd had 30 years to prepare for this moment. They knew we were coming. They know our tactics, our technology, our weaknesses, and they've built their entire defense system specifically to destroy us. He turned to face his crew. "The Empire taught me one important lesson. Never fight a battle you cannot win. Today, we face an enemy who has turned our own strength against us. They've done what no other civilization has managed. They've made invasion impossible." The countdown continued as the Imperial ships began powering up their drives. On Earth, Admiral Anderson watched their preparations with satisfaction. "Send a message to all commands," he ordered. "Operation Deterrence is a success. Humanity's first galactic victory is achieved without firing a shot." As Commander Rex prepared his fleet for retreat, Earth's quantum detection systems intercepted a flood of Imperial communications. Dr. Porter and her team worked quickly to decode them in their Mars facility. "Admiral Anderson," she called through the secure line, "you need to see this. We've broken into their military database." On Earth, Anderson watched as his screens filled with Imperial records. Reports of other civilizations that had resisted the Empire flashed before his eyes. Dozens of worlds had fought back over the centuries. All had fallen. "Look at this pattern," Dr. Porter explained. "Every civilization they encountered either surrendered immediately or fought and lost. We're the first to make them stop and think." In the command center, Colonel Wells studied the data. "Sir, according to these records, no other civilization managed to reverse engineer their technology so completely. Most couldn't even understand the basic principles." Anderson nodded. "How many worlds have they conquered?" "Over 300, Porter replied. "But here's the interesting part. They've slowed down in recent years. Some worlds are becoming harder to conquer. The Empire is struggling to maintain control." On the main screen, they watched as Rex's fleet moved into formation for their jump to faster-than-light speed. The reinforcement fleet, still stuck in Jupiter's orbit, couldn't return to their original position because of Earth's quantum disruption field. "We didn't just stop them," Anderson realized. "We showed every world in the galaxy that the Empire isn't invincible." Suddenly, new signals caught their attention. Imperial communications traffic increased dramatically. Their encryption was complex, but Earth's quantum computers broke it within seconds. "Sir," called out Lieutenant Brown, "the Empire, they've discovered our colonies." The screens showed Imperial scans of Mars, revealing the vast underground cities humanity had built. More scans found the bases beneath Europa's ice and throughout the asteroid belt. Humanity hadn't just defended Earth, they had already begun expanding through their solar system. "They're shocked," Porter said, reading the decoded messages. "According to their records, no species has ever developed multiple planetary colonies before first contact with the Empire. We're the first." Anderson smiled. "Show me their analysis of our technological progress." New data appeared on screen. The Empire had compiled a timeline of human advancement. From the first powered flight to space travel, from simple computers to quantum processors, from chemical rockets to faster-than-light technology. Less than 200 years, Wells read in amazement. They're comparing it to other species. Most take 500 to 1,000 years to achieve what we did in 2 centuries. More decoded messages revealed the Empire's growing concern. Reports were being sent to their capital, describing humanity as an unprecedented threat. The speed of human advancement, combined with their ability to improve upon Imperial technology, marked Earth as something entirely new in galactic history. "Dr. Porter," Anderson called, "what else are they saying about us?" Porter worked at her console, bringing up more translated messages. "They're fascinating, sir. The Empire has a standard procedure for evaluating civilizations. We've broken every pattern they know. We advanced too quickly, adapted too well, and prepared too thoroughly." On the command center's main screen, they watched Rex's fleet finally begin their retreat. The reinforcement fleet, still trapped near Jupiter, could only watch helplessly. "One more thing, sir," Porter added. "They're especially confused by how we handled first contact. Every other civilization either panicked or attacked immediately. We stayed calm, revealed our strength gradually, and gave them a chance to retreat. They've never encountered this kind of strategic thinking." Anderson looked at the final analysis from the Imperial database. Earth was being classified as a Class X civilization, a new category created specifically for them. The definition read, "A species capable of turning any adversary's strength against them. Extreme caution advised. Send one final message to the Imperial fleet. Anderson ordered. Let them know that humanity is willing to open diplomatic channels once they accept that we will never be their subjects. As the message was transmitted, humanity had achieved something unprecedented. They had defeated the Empire without firing a shot, using only preparation, innovation, and the power of reputation. The galaxy would never be the same. 1 week after the Imperial fleet's retreat, Admiral Anderson stood in the observation dome of the Lunar Defense Base, watching Earth rise over the Moon's horizon. Behind him, preparations for the first diplomatic meeting with the Empire were underway. Status report. He called out to his staff. Colonel Wells approached with a data tablet. The Imperial diplomatic vessel will arrive in 6 hours. They're sending their chief negotiator, along with Commander Rex as a military advisor. Anderson nodded. The Empire's response to Earth's diplomatic offer had surprised everyone. Instead of anger at their retreat, the Imperial High Command had shown remarkable pragmatism. What's the latest from Dr. Porter's team? He asked. The quantum detection grid picked up interesting chatter from the Empire's core worlds. Wells replied. News of our defense has spread. 3 other worlds have already requested information about resisting Imperial expansion. In the Mars facility, Dr. Porter watched the final analysis of the Imperial fleet's capabilities. The data they had gathered during the confrontation was invaluable. They're already adapting, she told her team. The Empire scientists are studying our improvements to their technology. They know they can't ignore human innovation anymore. The main screen showed the Empire's rapid response to Earth's emergence. Their military doctrine was being revised. Their technological research was being redirected. For the first time in centuries, the Empire faced a civilization that had forced them to change. Back on Earth, the United Defense Force headquarters buzzed with activity. Lieutenant Brown monitored communications from across the galaxy. Sir, she called to Anderson through the secure line. We're picking up increased traffic between Imperial worlds. They're debating how to handle us. Some want war at any cost, but others, they're impressed. They're calling Earth the world that said no. Anderson smiled. And the reinforcement fleet? Still exactly where we left them, Wells answered. The quantum lock around Jupiter will hold for another week. The Empire has agreed to our terms, full diplomatic recognition in exchange for their release. In orbit, Earth's defense platforms remained vigilant. The massive weapons systems hidden in the oceans stayed ready. Humanity had learned never to let their guard down, even in peace. Message from the Imperial capital, Brown announced. Their negotiator has transmitted their initial proposal. Anderson read the document carefully. The Empire was offering something unprecedented, recognition of Earth's solar system as a sovereign territory, with rights to continue colonization of nearby systems. In exchange, they wanted access to human innovations in quantum technology. They're learning, Anderson said to Wells. Instead of trying to conquer us, they want to trade. Send our response. We'll share some technologies in exchange for unrestricted access to their star charts and trade routes. Dr. Porter's voice came through the comm system. Admiral, the diplomatic vessel just dropped out of faster than light. They're following the approach corridor exactly as specified. On the main screen, they watched the Imperial ship advance slowly. It was smaller than their warships, elegant rather than threatening. As per the agreement, it carried no weapons. Interesting design choices, Porter noted. They've already incorporated some of our shield modifications. They're learning from us faster than expected. Anderson turned to his staff. Humanity's position in the galaxy changes today. We've shown that we can't be conquered. Now we'll show them something even more important, how to coexist. The Imperial ship docked at the new diplomatic station in Earth orbit. Through the observation dome, Anderson watched shuttles ferry the first official representatives between Earth and the Empire. Send word to all commands, he ordered. Operation First Contact is complete. Begin Phase 2, Galactic Integration. As the sun rose over Earth's horizon, humanity prepared to take its place among the stars. They had earned their freedom not through victory in battle, but through preparation, innovation, and the wisdom to show strength without using it. The Empire had come expecting to find primitives. Instead, they'd found equals. And in that discovery, both humanity and the Empire had a chance to grow beyond their past. The story of Earth, the world that said no, would be told across the galaxy for centuries to come. It was the story of how one world's determination changed the course of galactic history without firing a single shot.